casting call for a character in American Graffiti. And George Lucas was some guy sitting in the back of the room and never said anything. And I got a call from the casting director and the producer of the film, a guy named Fred Bruce. And he said, George would like you to play a part in American Graffiti. And I said, how much? He said, $485 a week. And I said, you gotta be kidding. I'm a carpenter. I have a job. I make like $16 an hour. I can't take the cut in pay. I got a kid to feed. $485, and I hung up. And they called back in about 2 or 3 hours, and Fred said, we've been going through the budget with Gary Kurtz, and we found a little bit more money for you. And I said, how much? And he said, $500. I said, I'll take it. That's a true story. The story you're talking about comes years later when he was casting Star Wars and had let all of the agents and representatives of the people who were involved in American Graffiti know that he wasn't going to use anybody from American Graffiti. He was looking for new faces. And I was installing an elaborate portico entrance to Francis Coppola's offices at Goldwyn Studios at the behest of his art director, who couldn't find anybody else to install this millwork. And I only worked at night, so I didn't have to mix up people's minds about what I did for a living. And early, the last moment, the last part of the job, I was finishing up early one Monday morning, and I didn't quite get out of there in time, and George came in to do the first of the casting meetings for Star Wars. And contrary to the earlier mentioned restriction against anybody that he'd worked with before, he came in with Richard Dreyfuss. As far as I know, he's not in Star Wars. Yet. So I just met him and said hi. How you guys doing? And a few days later, I was asked by George if I would read with the other actors. No indication that I might be considered for a part in the film, but would I sit with all of the other candidates and read the few scenes that anybody could see, since they were closely guarding the full script. So everybody got a couple of pages of dialogue, and I was meant to explain to them what the movie was about, and to read with them. I read with about 300 actors, and weeks later, a month later, they asked me if I wanted to play Han Solo.